Alright, we're back at this again. You know what? I'm not gonna do the intro here. Editor, pretend that this is not happening. I'm actually going outside and be like, scratch that. This is what we're going with. Look at this boy. That's right, I remembered. I mentioned this the last video, but do have the zoom mod, so I can be dramatic. This is my tavern. Can I make red dye? No, I cannot. I'll make red dye, please. Oh, don't we have the thingies already? Yeah, let's start with that. Anyways, I have a lot of things to yap about because holy crap, I've had quite the eventful... Wait, actually, we can just make white dye. This works way better, actually. Since we can just... Yep. Okay, I guess white dye is horrible. How is this white? Whatever, dude. It's red now. Let's go back to that. Lots of things to yap about. Why? I'll explain soon. Don't worry, little heads, about that, chat. Where are my roses? Where in the oh? Is it here? No, this backpack's empty. Put this backpack here, why not? Bush? You know what? We're using wild flowers. Yes, yes. Okay, magenta dye. Now we're talking. This is somehow worse. Readability. Holy crap. I mean, give me pink dye then. Yo. Can we not? Okay. Guess not. Rosebush, right? Yep. There they are. Red. All these are horrible. We need glow squids. We need to go murder glow squids. So the hunt for glow squids and my topics for today. Proxies. That's a very interesting topic to have. Magenta on here. Ooh, look at that. Maybe the lighting is what's doing that. Anyways, before I get distracted, proxies. What the hell? Why the hell? Why are we talking about proxies? So, proxies essentially, the whole point of them is whenever you do any sort of internet request, anything on the internet, like you go to google.com or whatever. Whenever you go to google.com, you use your regular IP address and you send them a request and be like, hey, Google, give me your website. And they're like, okay, IP address, here is my website. So they send it to you. What a proxy essentially does is you send it to, instead of Google directly, you send it to proxy, right? Which means that...
Have you ever had a dream that you had...
The proxy will then take your request for Google and be like, hey, Google, give me your stuff. And they'll be like, okay, proxy, here's the stuff. So the proxy takes the website and then it sends it to you. To Google, they don't know your IP address. They only know the proxy's IP address. Some proxies are very obvious and it's very easy to trace. It's not exactly like making you invincible, but it's one way to hide your IP address. That's not what we're doing it for, though. I needed it at work. The J word mention. I know. Relax, everybody. Insert gasping. Boom. Anyways, I want a pickaxe. That's what I wanted. Is gonna use zinc to make tools. I cannot. Life is in pain, but that's okay. Okay. We need the proxy because VPNs do not work. We need a private company VPN. And if you guys don't know, today's not sponsored because this video is not sponsored. Please, if you want to sponsor my videos, please reach out to me. Please, I need money. I was gonna say I do not, but like, let's be real. Who doesn't need money at this point? Everybody needs money to survive. As I am collecting these little rose berries and stuff, putting them in this chest right here. Lovely stuff right here, you know. VPNs. A VPN. What a VPN is
you could do so you.
I said okay. W stutters. What a VPN is a virtual private network. Virtual private network means, well, it's a private network that's virtual. So let's focus on the last two parts and murder this rabbit while we attempt to explain what a private network is. A private network is the network that you have on your own little router. I'm letting the bunny live because I'm a merciful God, but that's not the point. The point being is, oh my god, look at these fishies. The point is, a private network means you can have your own static IP address within your little network, like 192.168.1. whatever. That's your own little IP address that everyone has their own version of. So it doesn't, like, across the internet, you can't just ping someone with that IP address. But in a way, anyone within your network on your home Wi-Fi can, connect to a Minecraft server that's hosted on it, or I don't know, send you files through network sharing, or even if you hey, I put a website on my computer and want people to access it, or maybe have you're running a restaurant, you want a kiosk to connect to, anything like that, you use the local IP address. So if a VPN is a virtual private network, which is a private network is like a bunch of local IP addresses that are only available to you on your local network, a virtual private network means that it's kind of like that, but it's also like not really. It's virtual, it's fake, it's the same effect, but it's not actually local, right? So what that means, you can have your own private quote unquote local IP address that you can access, but on the internet. That's what essentially a VPN does. And VPNs are very cool for that, because you can have a static IP address without really having one, as long as you're connecting to that same VPN. But that way, I guess. Gonna walk this way and see where this goes. I don't really have many plans for this Minecraft video. Just here to yap. So yeah, I needed that at work because I needed a static IP address, and I needed some stuff to be connected together privately on without through the internet, which I could not, because this country has like not enough IP address to sustain the normal amount of people, let alone accounting for that every person has like 2 devices at least. So yeah, VPN. I was like, oh yeah, I'll make a VPN and I'll run it and it'll be great, and I'll be able to connect to that IP address and have our little server that is on locally do the thing. No. When I set up the VPN, it worked and everything. Everything was fine. I connect to it, and I'm like, okay, time to see if I could ping someone else on the same network with my VPN. And let's just say that, yeah, no, the internet did not work, period. You had no connection. All network traffic was just dead, gone, reduced to atoms. No more. It's over. Pack it up. It's a proxy. Okay, instead of seeing the, oh my god, it is me trying to connect. No, it is not me trying to connect. It's definitely this little other IP address that's the proxy that I'm making. But here's the thing, I am the proxy. But that didn't work, because the way it blocks the traffic is, guess what? It's not through IP addresses or whatever, because they don't give a crap about that. It's about the packets or the request or the data or the nature of the like stuff you're sending in the first place. So they're like, oh yeah, this stuff. They're like seeing the network traffic move. They're like, huh, kind of look like your VPN traffic. Block that shit, and you get nothing. I sleep in this. It's a good idea. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. Definitely a horrible idea to continue swimming in the ocean. Okay, so yeah, the way we do that, instead of just the proxy having it just be a different IP address that's not ours, what I have, the proposed solution is, it would take the traffic, it would encrypt it, obfuscate it, and be like, hey, look, I'm just passing through, I'm just normal traffic, and they're like, okay, you're good, go. That's the hope.
You want
That's the result that I'm hoping for. I was working on that, but then I was told not to pause that because they need other stuff at work. I'm gonna push this guy in the water because I'm evil. Smash like. Anyways, let's go. Well, you know what? Let's swim that way. If I die to a trident zombies, so be it. Wouldn't be a video of me being good at video games if I don't die randomly. Yeah. The other things that I've been working on are quite... Honestly, they're quite boring, if I'm entirely blunt about it, because it's way more exciting to have a company VPN so you can actually have like a private server with a private IP, a private static IP address, and doing all that cool stuff. However, oh well. Finished. Oh god, editor, censor that. The hell? What was I saying? Why are GPUs so expensive? Okay, yeah, the GPU market is horrible, man. Like, why is it so pricey? Why is it so expensive, man? There's no way. Like, come on, man. Like, looking up a GPU so you can train AI models or run cool AI or do cool things with GPUs like rendering videos or transcoding stuff, and you look at the price tag and it's over $1,000 for an actually decent GPU that is not just for playing video games at 60 frames a second at 1080p, which even good luck doing that with some games even with a 5090. Looking at you, Borderlands 4. You know what you did. This is unacceptable. Anyways. Gosh. Video games, man. Like, we've become too lenient. Like, the standard is so low that, like, when a game releases and it's, like, not utter garbage and doesn't run, like, absolute dog water and, I don't know, gets a stable 50 FPS on a 5090, everyone's like, oh, no way. Finally, a good release. No. It is not. If you have the best, most expensive GPU in the market, you should be able to run everything and anything with ease at the highest things. Sure, some things like for survival games, like the render distance and all that, surely there's a limit to that. But come on, man. Just come on. Do better. Okay, and the thing is, here's the worst part, okay, before people come at me in the comments like, oh, you don't understand what game development's... Oh, listen, buddy, I made a video game. It's not a great video game, but I made one, alright? I know the game dev is hard, and it takes time. And you know what? It's not even the dev's fault. Mostly. At least, like, 90% it's not their fault. Because they just aren't given enough time, and they're like, the big people above, it's like, okay, we can't just keep spending money on you guys while you're making the game actually good. We need to push it. You have till Tuesday to release. And they're like, what? No, you can't do that. The game will be horrible. It'll run like absolute ass. And like, I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, that's, you see that drown? That's exactly what these bosses sound like. You know? They don't give a shit. They just want to sell. They want their money, okay? Screw you. They don't care about your experience. They know you will buy it anyway and you will love it. No. Anyways, I mean, I'm sure the games will eventually get better with patches as sales come in, and they'll be like, okay, you know what? You can have a little bit of money so we can actually improve the game and increase our sales and actually like provide customer satisfaction after we took some money, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. Oh This is a very hot topic. Corey, you will look forward to this, but I will keep this for a little later, just a little tease, but Corey knows exactly what I'm talking about. Corey, when you get to this part of the video, comment and be like, oh boy, can't wait for it to talk about this. You guys are in for a doozy, and with a timestamp. You got that, man. I'm counting on you. For reference, Corey is my friend, my coworker, he's my goat, and there's guardians shooting at me. What? There's another monument? Oh, hey yo. Temple 2. Temple 23, huh? Good job, man. Yep. Keep going to Conrad's base. There's also ice spikes here, which I might want to put a waypoint on, but I already see it in the map. GPUs, man. GPU prices and like quality of products have just gone downhill, and it just saddens me, man. We're in a place where technology is so good. Game engines are really nice. Not you, Unreal Engine, not you. You know what you did? You ruined everything. Honestly, no. Most of it is just like devs being lazy, but I'm just gonna be a hater. Why not? Unreal Engine. Screw you. Moving on. Like, imagine the amount of effort that you have to fake your own internet traffic to have a basic necessary feature, just to have your own little private network. Like, come on, man. What is this? Oh, this looks gorgeous. Oh. I wish I had a silk touch pickaxe right now, but hey. I mean, ice. Is it time to talk about it? Is it time for the nuclear bomb of a topic? Wait, we can save. Okay, after we save the LAs and the boys, and hopefully not die to illagers. All this stuff that I have like small amounts of. Bundles are so good, by the way. That's another tangent I like. Like, I see a lot of people just absolutely like
Him to do you so much you could do anything.
piling and absolutely hating on bundles when they're in fact like so good. Are you for real? Hey, I got one too, buddy. Nice aim. Stormtrooper looking at. Whatever, dude. Keep moving. Yeah, bundles. They're so good. Like, for early game exploration, when you have, like, one of each item, or when you're trying to, like, start a farm, so you're collecting, like, one carrot, one potato, or a couple of each. And that's all you need to do. They're so good. Because you don't want to throw so many items away. You just want to keep that, but you also don't have shulker boxes to just have like tons upon tons of storage. It's the perfect compromise. It doesn't feel entirely broken like backpacks are. It was like a little bit of leather and you have a whole chest in your back. And it feels vanilla in a way, you know? Like, bundles are, in my opinion, really freaking good. And I'm a big fan. And I'll die on that hill. And if you say they're bad, I'm sorry, but you are objectively, and if you like, you're objectively wrong. If you say they're absolutely useless, I mean, if you say they're bad, I wouldn't agree with it. If you say they're useless, you're downright wrong. And if you wanted them to be better, like, just play modded Minecraft with backpacks. Ooh, look at the clouds. They're like so. Ooh, wow, I want to describe them. Like, they look like big pillows, you know? Big pillows that look so comfy. Sleep on. Birds, okay. These guys have a villager hostage? We're kidding? Almost pooed my pant. I also need to be careful of that precisely. Yeah. I don't have leather boots, but do I have leather period? I do not. Alright, chat, we need to be very careful of not freezing to death. Because freezing to death is, I say as I walk into powdered snow! Alright, we're safe. There's also some cows here, which means leather. Hopefully 4 cows gives me at least 4 leather. Okay. 0 for 1. 0 for 2. Loved it. 0 leather so far. Okay. We're 2 for 3. We're 3 for 4. Here. What a time. Sorry. Alright. We got the leather we needed. I'm gonna make the leather boots so we can walk in snow without perishing. Alright. I said I'm gonna talk about the thing, right? The super hot topic, the highly controversial, very explosive. I will just boom this man.
What?
Of course. Alright. So, we deal with a lot of clients, right? A lot of clients of all sorts. Businesses, software engineers, people who say they're software engineers, but in reality, they're just bums. You know, not really surprising there, right? There's this guy. I'm gonna call him Tony. This guy is a profound genius. Because we had a client who we sat with, and Tony was there too. This client runs like his whole business is just renting out recording and cameras and camera equipment and all that. And that's a vindicator running at me. Not mess with this guy. We do not mess with this guy. They rent out recording equipment, cameras, boom mics, whatever you need for recording and photo sessions and whatnot. And they also have a bunch of people that edit for them. They're a whole complete package. But what the owner of that business wants to do is to have AI. I know. Hold on. Don't click off, okay? Well, I don't approve of this, and it's not really possible, so we can chill.
Okay!
They want an AI that will replace their editors, right? An AI that does video editing. You give it a video, you give it a prompt, and it gives you a professionally edited video. So that sounds pretty absurd and pretty hard to do, right?
Yeah!
Well, you'd be right. It is absurd, and it doesn't really exist yet, but as of now, this video, this month, it no exist. Well, what does Tony say? Because our CEO said, oh, well, you know, this is like AI video generation. That's really expensive, and that's still not really there yet, and it's not really possible. And Tony, the GOAT, is just like, oh, no, this is super easy to do. Quite simple, really. You just need an RTX GPU, a 4GB one will do. And I'm just dumbfounded. First of all, what do you mean an RTX GPU gaming that's 4GB? I don't think that even exists. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, but I could be wrong. Wait, this is someone's house. Is this Conrad's base? No, actually, it's not. Maybe it is. Who knows? Sure as hell don't look like it. Cutting boards and whatnot. Yeah, this is iron golems. What? There's a waystone. No, there isn't. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Conrad took that. There's a skeleton outside. Close the door. Dub. Now I'm geared up. So, anyways, I think I burnt everything with Tony already, but like, I mentioned what he said and all that. And let's just say that I'm thankful I didn't meet this person, because I would have probably blown them to bits.
What?
On God, bro. Like, what do you, like, they're just saying shit, so a client's just like, oh, wow, that's so cool. It's a holy lat. Like, bro, you're just saying stuff. Stop. Holy crap, is that Steve from Minecraft? It's Jack Black, Steve. That's... Okay, that's gotta be the thumbnail, right? That's gotta be the money shot. Alright, perfect. We got the money shot. W. This is the thumbnail. Thank you, me. You're welcome, me. We can go home now, right? Surely, do we have a waystone at home? We can go home through bagels. Oh, hell no! Oh man, I got sent straight to hell. Nah, get me out of here. So, that was fun. Let's not do that again. So Conrad has a bunch of cool things going on here. Back to Tony. This freaking guy, dude. Like, actually, he just... Like, he just genuinely says that, and he like believes it and everything. Oh my god. Apologize for the frame rate drops, by the way. A horrible YouTuber. I straight up told our CEO, like, listen, man, this guy gets put on a blacklist. Holy crap, these guys just spawned. What do you mean they just instant transmissioned in? Like, they one frame they're not here, and the next they're like, pew. There's these kinds of people. We have at least one of them in our lives that just, you know very well that they're wrong, and everyone knows that they're wrong, and they just be saying stuff, you know, like they're just talking out of their butt, and you just wanna, I don't know what you wanna do, but it's not something pleasant. You just wanna delete them from existence. Like, people like this is why we can't have nice things. Because holy crap. It just be... Like, what do you mean? You're just saying... Like, it's the type of person just to say buzzwords. Just to show that you're stupid. They'll make you feel stupid by just saying a whole bunch of buzzwords. Oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we put the AI onto the transformer, and we get all these parameters. We fine-tune these parameters so the transformer can get us the results we want, and then you put them you upload it onto the mainframe, and you're gonna have your AI video editor in no time with maximum performance and the best accuracy provided with all the ROI that you want. Like, I just said a whole bunch of shit, and if you guys didn't know better, and some of you probably don't, you'd be like, wow, this guy knows his stuff, man. This guy's real smart. This guy's the real deal. Holy wow. Like, wow, man. He's really like that, huh? He's saying all these things that I don't understand. I should probably give him money. No. If they're saying a whole bunch of buzzwords, they're probably just trying to confuse you. Just so they can rip you off. If I'm trying to sell you something, and I know what I'm talking about, I'll dumb it down for you. Not dumb it down because you're stupid. It's because, you know, it's not your field of expertise. Just because you didn't spend tens of years or like half a decade at least of your life studying something doesn't mean you're stupid. It means you haven't spent 5 years or more of your life trying to understand this or trying to understand or researching or working with this specific thing. It's just how it is. It's not that deep. So how I would explain like something like AI, I'm not really good with that stuff. But to dumb it down a little bit, it's essentially you take the words, and each word is, first of all, in order to have the best possible thing, like the best possible accurate results, all words, when you give them to ChatGPT or anything like that, they're all lowercase. Like it's one case. So you don't have the case of like base and base. To a computer, these are two completely different words because B and B, they're completely different. The small and the capital B are completely different characters. We don't want that. They're basically the same word, and the capitalization really, the grammar here for the capitalization doesn't matter for the meaning of what it applies. It's just a little emphasis, and emphasis is like worthless in terms of like something like ChatGPT, right? Correct. Because that's something that's like another step. And we take the word, right, and it becomes a whole bunch of numbers. What kind of numbers? It becomes a matrix of numbers, and how big this matrix is very dependent on what kind of AI you're running. But let's just say it's in the billions. Yes, I said billions of numbers. Billions of numbers that represent a singular word. It's like think of an XY axis, but there's like over 1 million axes. So if we have like, let's pretend that there's just X and Y. So you have the word king, and it keeps learning like, oh yeah, what the word king is, and like from all these, if you feed it just so many words or sentences and statements, so it tries to predict or like define a word in terms of this two-dimensional, in our example, two-dimensional axis, X and Y. So it's gonna put like, you know what, king is like 10 and 20, why not? And for queen, it would go like, queen and king are pretty similar words. They're both royalty, right? So they would be pretty close to each other, if the king is like, 10 and 20, whatever, let's just say that a queen would be like 30 and 22, right? What's interesting is, aside from our example, is like if you take the word king, the coordinates for the word king, something like that, and you take the coordinates for the word man, and you like subtract them together and add the coordinates of woman, the result of that, so like king minus man plus woman, would be very close. Okay, quite rude to interrupt me like that, but the result will be very close to queen. So it's like, oh yeah, a king that isn't a man with the same attributes of a woman is a queen. That makes sense. That's the way the AI like learns from all the data, the text that it was fed. Like imagine it's just like ChatGPT was trained on like basically the entire internet. All like social media posts and blogs and news articles, all that, just so it could like formulate this these bunch of coordinates that define what a word means. And when you give it the words that are given transform into these numbers, and it would predict what is next. Basically, ChatGPT is autocomplete on steroids. Like, when on your phone, when you're typing something and it's like completes the word, and you press on it, and you press nothing and it tries to predict the next word. ChatGPT is that, but way more sophisticated and way more powerful. And let's just say you cannot run ChatGPT on your phone. Anyways, I don't really. We're gonna get glow squid ink for next episode, just so we can have this look much better. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I will leave the examples I had for how ChatGPT and large language models work for the king and the queen. All that are all taken from a three blue, one brown video that I will be having linked in the description of this video, so you guys can watch and have someone way smarter and who understands this way better than me talk about how ChatGPT and all these cool little models actually work with very cool mathematical visuals that really help you understand way more than whatever the heck that I just did. If you understood a little bit from me, I highly encourage you to check out that video. It's pretty dang good. And is there anything else that I would leave for you guys in the description? Of course, all the beats by Mike. If there's any beats in this video, editor me probably knows, but the link will be in the description. Shout out Mike, this guy's a goat. Shout out Corey, and peace out.